All right, this Heygo rerun, we are going to the southern tip of Brooklyn. We're going to Coney Island.
Coney Island!
You know it! The amusement park, the beach, the ocean. It is a fun tour with some terrific sights. This is Coney Island during the day, by the way.
Yeah.
So get yourself a nice hot dog and some lemonade and enjoy this tour with us.
Yeah. Hello, hello. Tipping my hat.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coney Island. Is this spot okay? I feel like I picked a bad spot. Okay.
This is good.
Yeah, I feel like you're having to do a side saddle.
Here we go. That's good.
Yeah.
Hello, hello, everyone. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome to Coney Island. We're getting very lucky with the weather.
So far.
Yeah.
Yesterday, it said 100% chance rain.
And not just rain, but like thunderstorms during this tour.
Yeah. So we feel lucky because, let me adjust this.
I wish you would.
Because it's not raining and there's even a little hint of the sun peeking out, so.
That's exciting.
Lots of folks joining. John, John from York, our fantastic Heygo guide, I see just joined. That was a really cool tour, John. He did this Viking parade tour in York, and that was really cool. Thanks for that. If you don't know who John is, and I'm sure most of you do, John is a Heygo guide, and he does tours in York. And check his tours out because they're really cool.
Yeah, don't be on the wrong side. Be on the John Wright side.
That's his last name. Okay.
Welcome, everybody tuning in. We're happy you're with us today. We're hoping it's a nice little stroll through Coney Island. I think we might get a little bit lucky. We haven't talked about this yet, and I'm probably jinxing us right now.
Okay.
But it rained a lot this morning, and I think it's maybe going to keep some crowds away.
Oh, that's true.
So we won't deal with as many people, which is good for pictures and our signal.
Yeah.
But the rain has let up, so we won't be in the rain. That's the positive.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed.
That all of that
good.
Works out. Lots of folks joining. Hi to everyone. Robin, our neighbor, Robin. I think you're close by, right, Robin? We're waving. Neighbor.
Yeah, Mimi, not so peoply. Yeah, only 3 minutes away. Hi, Leanne. By the way, if you're new to us, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Patrick. We're glad you're here. The tour has not started. We still have about 7 minutes, and then we're going to get going on our Coney Island tour. But we just like to join in 5 or 10 minutes before tours begin to just check in with folks. Hi, Anita.
And hi, Derek and Amy in Indiana. Welcome. Where in Indiana are you? I think it said Amy. My eyes could have been failing me right then. Oh, Carmel, North. Oh, yeah. I'm from Southern Illinois. Not terribly far from Indianapolis. About 4 hours away.
Crystal, thank you for that message. Yeah, that was...
Oh, yeah, that was a very sweet message. Touching and sweet. I hear the music kicking in. I don't. You guys might not hear it yet, but we'll say this again when we get going. But it's opening weekend at Coney Island, and oh yay, champagne, of course, so things are just popping to life. You went to law school. Did you go to U of I assume, or somewhere else? Is there a little? Oh, with the warm walk. Aw.
Yeah, we like to sign on a little early and just say hi to folks, because we don't get to really, be social during the tour. So we have to check in with folks beforehand. We still have about 5.5 minutes.
How are my
allergies?
Oh. Well, you know what? Yet again, I did do my nasal rinse. I forgot to take my Zyrtec, which was the same thing as yesterday. So fingers crossed. I don't have It's funny. It's like I can feel the dust go right to the back of my throat, and then I cough for like 5 minutes, and then I'm fine. It happens like once a day. Go figure.
Yeah.
Somebody said it's funny how we say, 4 hours, it's not that far. Oh, John says that. I love the way North Americans say 4 hours, and they think 30 minutes is a drag. Well, it is funny because now that I'm I grew up in the Midwest, and so 4 hours wasn't much. Now that I'm in the Northeast where things are closer, I do find myself going, oh, 4 hours is so far.
Welcome, Susanna. Oh, won't you ride with me? Oh, we come from Alabama with a banjo on my knee.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, the
Good
music
tunes.
is kicking
I
in
know.
now. They officially, I think things officially open at 11 a.m. and it's a dance party, y'all. And
That is really funny. I don't even know where it's coming from. Do you? We'll find it
I
on our
know.
tour.
We'll
I
see
bet
it on our tour.
we'll probably go past it. No, we probably won't go on a ride today. Yes, damn. Wonder Wheel survived. We'll see that. Yeah.
I do want to ride the Cyclone. I was jealous when you rode it. Aaron took his sister, who was visiting a few weeks ago, to Coney Island. I was not back yet, and they rode the Cyclone, and I was
True.
jealous.
Yeah, my niece really wanted to ride it, and on our way out here, this was just like 6 weeks ago or so, I was like, you can ride the Cyclone, I'm not going to do it. And the minute we walked up to it, I was like, okay, I'll go. And it was really fun. But I don't think we could do it on a tour. I think that we would probably, I don't think they would let us.
We wouldn't be able to use the gimbal on the Cyclone, but I still might ride it.
It's fun. I would do it. We haven't tried Rise yet. My sister did it, though. My sister and my niece did it when they were here. And they do. It's actually a Little Debbie Nutty Bar t-shirt is what it is. Remember those Nutty Bars from Little Debbie? Remember them. I say them like they're gone.
I may have had one recently.
Yesterday.
Did you see the wrapper?
No.
Oh.
But you
gave
just gave
myself
yourself
away.
away. Yeah, so they did the Rise New York. The Rise New York, for anybody that, well, most of us probably don't know because it's a new thing in New York, but it's sort of like a, what am I thinking of? Simulated ride, like Soarin', if you've ever done Soarin' at Disney.
It's like a movie, a simulator movie that you sort of, you watch and...
Of New York City.
Yeah.
And we haven't done it yet, but we need to.
I know,
and they
we
have
want
kind of
to.
a pop culture museum, I guess, near it. So yeah, we need to do it.
About 2.5 minutes, and then we're going to get going.
So soon.
Yes, it is very soon.
I didn't expect that.
I can't believe I gave myself away with the Nutty Bar wrapper because I hid it really far down in the trash can.
What
so you
I'm
didn't
really
see it.
upset about is that you didn't get me one as well. Did you eat it in layers or did you bite it?
I bit it whole, not all at once, but
Yeah. I like to take them.
I didn't take it apart.
There's like layers, like wafer layers. I like to take them off.
Yeah.
Nutty Bars are, so there's Little Debbie is a snack cake company. It's sort of regional. We do have it in the Northeast, but it's kind of regional. And they make these, it's like, if you know like sugar wafers, it's almost like sugar wafers, but with peanut butter layers in between and then dipped in chocolate. They're really good for you. And are we brothers? No, we're married. We're married.
Yeah, the old ball and chain, am I right?
Rhonda, it was about an hour train ride from Times Square. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we left at 9:30 to give ourselves, just in case there was any.
Yeah.
So we gave ourselves 90 minutes to get here, but it took us about an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, not bad. Pretty easy. Oh yeah, the devil dogs. Yeah, I think it was Mimi that mentioned she misses the devil dogs. They're still around. I see them. That's by Drake's, which I think is more of a Northeastern snack cake company. Good Lord, I love a snack cake.
Not me.
Yeah. No.
Terry and Jolene. Oh, welcome, welcome, welcome.
And somebody asked how far Newport is from us. Rhode Island. Newport's probably what, 2.5 hours
yeah,
maybe?
That seems right. 3 at
3,
the most.
yeah, probably 3. Yeah, probably 2.5 to 3. We went not too long ago. Oh, we're about a minute away from starting.
Very old saying about not sharing that you could peel an orange in pocket.
Oh, I'll have to look that up. It's not translating as well in the chat as I...
Well, I wonder if that means like he's hiding, like.
Oh,
eating.
I see what you mean. Oh, he could peel an orange in a pot. I get it now. Yes.
Well,
True. I say like I don't have secret snacks.
I know. Please.
Welcome everybody who's joining in. The sun is shining.
I know.
I can't. Did
We
I
got
say
lucky.
sun? The sun is shining.
I think
the
you
sun
said sun.
is shining.
Because the forecast yesterday said 100% chance of rain, so we feel lucky that it's...
We called Mother
blue
Nature
skies.
and we said, we have a Heygo tour that's starting right now and we need sun. And so Mother Nature said, okay, let's get going.
Here we go.
Welcome, everybody. Cora, welcome to your first trip to Coney Island. We're happy to have you with us today. If you're new to us, I'm Aaron.
And I'm Patrick.
And it is 11 a.m. here on Coney Island. It's opening weekend at Coney Island, which is very exciting. And the temperature is 70 degrees Fahrenheit. It is 21 degrees Celsius. The clouds are breaking up. We're getting some blue skies. I cannot believe it because we had thunderstorms this morning, and it was calling for thunderstorms all day today. And again, Mother Nature knew we had a Heygo tour, and so she's taking care of us.
That's right. Yeah.
I forgot to say, it's a live tour.
Yeah, it is live.
It's clearly.
Very clearly.
It's a live tour. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask it along the way, and we'll do our best to answer them. We should be okay today because it's just a stroll through Coney Island. The only thing that can sometimes happen on this tour is sometimes our signal can go a little bit wonky because of either crowds or the rides or just stuff.
Yeah.
Am I right? But feel free to ask it. If we miss a question, we'll answer it near the end.
Yes, absolutely. And also that you can take pictures on this tour. Yes, Phyllis, we're going to chat about that right out of the gate when we get going. But before we get there, you can take pictures on this tour. Most of you know this. Just in case there's one or two of you that don't, click that center button. Anytime you see something you like, that picture will be saved in your postcard picture Heygo file. Heygo profile. Oh my gosh. And you can save those pictures and send them to your friends or family or just enjoy yourself.
And also, if you're having any technical issues, there are 3 little buttons at the top of the screen that you can click on to get some support from Heygo.
That's right.
Yeah. And I think that's it.
All right.
Somebody asked about, is this where they came in the movie Big, as Coney Island? They were going to a park known as Playland, and I think it was actually filmed in Westchester, not here at Coney Island. And then, yes, somebody did indeed ask if this is the original Nathan's. Yes, it is. In fact, you're going to see it on the wall. Look right there. This is the original. How's that for answering the question? So this is Nathan's famous hot dogs. Hot dogs were invented on Coney Island in the late 1800s. A man named Charles Feltman had a small cart, and he would boil pork sausages using a little charcoal stove. They were initially called Red Hots, and as his business grew from a cart to multiple restaurants, then a beer garden, he hired a young man known as Nathan Handworker. And Nathan worked for Feltman for some time before he was urged by 2 friends to open up his own business. So he set off on his own, established his first moving hot dog cart using money that those 2 friends loaned him. By the way, those 2 friends who loaned him $300, Eddie Cantor and Jimmy Durante. How cool is that? Those are the 2 friends who helped fund Nathan's hot dogs. This is one of the original fast food restaurants since 1916. Actually has the oldest beer license in the United States since they were the very first ones to apply for a beer license immediately after the end of Prohibition in 1934. Another fun fact, Cary Grant worked at Nathan's as a young actor in between gigs. He also would walk on stilts around Coney Island to advertise Steeplechase Park, one of the amusement parks here at Coney Island, which we'll talk about in a little bit. The neon signs you're seeing, they date back to the 20s. They are original. Nathan's products are available in all 50 states, by the way. There are also some chains of the restaurants that you can find all around. This is also where the famous hot dog eating contest happens. It began as a PR stunt. They kind of pulled random people to make it look like a stunt, or look like a contest, excuse me. But it was an instant success, and it's happened every year since 1972 in that little area where we started our tour with the benches and the umbrellas behind us. So contestants have 10 minutes to eat as many hot dogs as possible. I believe last year's winner was Joey Chestnut, and he ate, I think, 75 hot dogs in 10 minutes.
What an athlete.
Yeah. The winner's given a bejeweled mustard belt as well as prizes from various sponsors. There are usually about 20 contestants who are a part of it. You want to show that way?
Well, I'm just going to turn around because the light's hitting.
Oh, it's so nice, yeah.
Nathan so beautifully.
It is perfect. So here's a nice shot of Nathan's classic hot dog. It's still pretty darn good. I was here just about a month and a half ago with my sister and my niece, and we got hot dogs, and it was pretty darn good. Yeah. With Carol Sue, you can do a donut, but not a hot dog. I'll do both. Why not?
The donut for dessert.
I just want to show across the street here, this is where we came in on the subway. What I do like about this is you can see the green rectangles that says BMT lines. So that was before all the subway lines were consolidated, and that's the Brooklyn Manhattan Transit Corporation. So some original subway signage still left over before the consolidation of all those subway lines. I just want to show that off before we make our way around Coney Island.
Phyllis, the boardwalk is right by the water, and we'll get there when we walk out to the ocean.
Yeah, so we're basically starting out here on the street and going to make our way on the edge of the park, and then we'll make our way up to, like Patrick said, the boardwalk and the water. So Coney Island, we are now in the southwestern section of Brooklyn. Brighton Beach is just to our east. We're surrounded by Lower New York Bay, which leads to the Atlantic Ocean. How do you get here? Well, you can get here on the D train, the F train, the N, or the Q train, all of which are about an hour from Times Square. We took the Q train. There's going to be a ferry service that's opening soon. It's got a little bit of delay. There's a bit of also community opposition because of where the ferry service is supposed to go. But I think they're figuring that out, and I hope they do, because taking the ferry here from Lower Manhattan will be quite delightful. Though it isn't now, it was indeed originally an island. By the way, everything's opening. This is the opening weekend of Coney Island. Some of the rides have been open for the past few weekends, but Memorial Day weekend is when all the New York beaches open, and so therefore they consider that opening weekend for Coney Island. So we'll see things opening as we make our way along. So again, though it isn't now, it was originally an island. This summer amusement hotspot used to be a small island separated from the rest of Brooklyn by Coney Island Creek. In the early 20th century, that creek was filled in to allow for construction of the Belt Parkway before World War II. And then the creek was further filled in with the construction of the Verrazano Bridge in 1966. So now it's a 4-mile-long peninsula. Should we cross and just show the Coney Island Freak Show before we keep going? So they're not open yet today. I'm sure they will open later today, but here is the famous Coney Island Sideshow or Freak Show. Sideshows by the Seashore, it's known as. This is the last permanently housed venue in the United States where you can experience the thrill of a traditional 10-in-1 circus sideshow. Freaks, wonders, weird women. Fire swallower. Tyler Fire, that's who, he used to be here. I used to come here all the time when I first moved to New York with my friends. And we would come see this all the time. And Tyler Fire, my roommate Maria had a crush on Tyler Fire. It is continuous admission. So when you go in, you just sort of sit until you see all the acts. Once you see a repeated act, then you leave. All right, so we're going to just kind of wind our way through a little bit. As you can see, I see lights starting to come on. I see some rides starting to move. Everything is supposed to open at 11 a.m. this morning, which is when our tour started about 8 minutes ago. But I think because it rained this morning, we'll see a little bit of a delay in everything opening, which kind of, in a way, helps us a little bit because it keeps crowds away. So hopefully we can cut through here. Yeah. We can, which is terrific. So we're currently in the part of the park that's known as Dino's, and then we're going to see Luna Park coming up in just a little bit. So there are two amusement parks today, Luna Park and Dino's Wonder Wheel Amusement Park. You can see the signage right in front of us, Wonder Thrills Wheel, or Wonder Wheel Thrills that way. This bar is open and ready to go. And we've got some carnies ready to have you play their balloon games. Oh yeah, I see Dino's isn't even open yet, so there must be a little bit delayed today. I'm guessing because of the rain. But we'll still have great views of Dino's Wonder Wheel, specifically when we get up on the boardwalk. But you would normally enter in here. Dino's is a little bit older, a little rougher than Luna. Luna's a little more polished. We'll see Luna in just a couple of minutes. But you can get a good shot of, or get a good image of what Dino's is like right here. We'll kind of peek through the bench. Oh, that's a great shot. It's Dino's Wonder Wheel right there. We'll talk about that when we get up on the boardwalk as well. Phyllis, we'll go by the carousel. Sometimes our signal gets wonky there, and sometimes they have the garage doors down, closing off the carousel. So if it's open, we will absolutely check it out, by all means.
Yes, Evelyn, you pay to play the games and ride the rides.
And some of the rides are pay per ride, like the Wonder Wheel and the Cyclone that we'll see in a little bit. But then Luna Park and Dino's also have bands that you can get for unlimited rides. And yes, this is where the Warriors filmed, exactly. Polly, it'll be open daily during the summer. For the past month, it's basically only been open on the weekends. The Cyclone runs a lot more frequently, which we'll see in a little bit, the roller coaster. But now for the summer, it'll be open daily. This is opening weekend. It'll now be open daily. Should we just go in this way? We never do this way.
But we should.
It's open.
Because it's open, yeah.
I don't think it normally is. All right, so we're going to just go a little bit of a different route, and it's kind of fun. You can see the Cyclone in the distance. So the Cyclone is actually outside of Luna Park, which is what we're inside of right now. It's on the other side. We'll head over there. So Luna Park opened in 2010. It's about 12 years old. That's why it seems a little fresher, a little newer than Dino's, where we just were. The first new amusement park in Coney Island in over 40 years. Dozens of rides and games, very family friendly. We were just saying, they have a band that you can get to have unlimited rides, or you can do some pay per rides as well. We've got some rides going. That's exciting.
Carla, they have fireworks during the summer months. They have fireworks, I think, on Friday nights.
Friday nights, yeah. I forget what time. Yes, Kathy, good question. Most of this was damaged during Sandy, absolutely. Hurricane Sandy is what she's referencing, for those of you that don't know. And it really did tear up the boardwalk, where we're going to head up to in a little bit, and we'll talk about that when we get up there as well. But we've seen a great rebirth in this area, which is terrific.
I just want to point out that this is normally, like, you pay to come into Luna Park, but that must be after a certain time of the day. But we were able to walk right in.
Should we show the entrance?
We'll
go, yeah. So we're gonna.
We've never been able to walk through Luna Park itself.
I know.
We've always shown it from the outside.
So we're gonna go back and show the entrance. What's kind of fun too right now is you can see the subway going there on the elevated track right behind the entrance of Luna Park. We'll show the entrance of Luna Park, and then we're going to curve around the corner and walk over to the Cyclone and show the Cyclone and talk about that a little bit, because it is one of the star attractions, if not the star attraction at Coney Island. I guess it depends on your interest. If the beach is what you're interested in, that would be the star attraction, I guess. But this is the entrance to Luna Park. Our Australian friends might know of Luna Park. I believe there's one in Melbourne and in Sydney as well that have some similar aesthetics to it. A lot of great rides as well. And, the train went by. But hopefully you saw it as we were making our way over. And we'll even try to sneak out into the street a little bit.
To get a good shot of the entrance.
If it's not too busy.
It is pretty grand.
Yeah. So this is just specifically the entrance to Luna Park.
Oh, the Cyclone's going.
Oh, we got this. It's not too busy out here.
Yeah, we're fine.
So we're just going to go out into the middle and peek around and show you that entrance there to Luna Park. Thank you, everybody, for not running us over.
Well, we're in the no driving
lane.
There it is.
So this is the newest one. This one came in 2010. And, oh yeah, is somebody saying, yes, we have a Mr. Moon for an entrance. I bet that's the Melbourne or the Sydney one. The chat moves, so I can't see, but I bet that's what you're mentioning. And I've been to both of them. It was really quite fun. I remember one of them, I think it was the Sydney one. Or maybe it was Melbourne. You're on one of the roller coasters, and it goes right along the water. It was really quite kind of fun. Here's the Cyclone. So Coney Island is home to the world's first roller coaster, but it's not the Cyclone. That was the Switchback Railway that opened in June of 1884. It traveled at 6 miles per hour and cost a nickel. Then came the Thunderbolt, the Tornado, and then the Cyclone. It is one of the nation's oldest wooden roller coasters still in operation. It opened June of 1927. It is owned by the City of New York, but it's operated by Luna Park. And it is a city landmark. It is on the National Register of Historic Places. And so that's why it's not included inside Luna Park. It is separate. You can pay just to do the Cyclone itself. Oh, that would have been in Melbourne. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Oh, here it goes.
Shoshana, how much does it cost? I forget. I just did it 6 weeks ago, and I forget. I want to say it was like $8. But I can't remember offhand.
Oh,
there it goes. We're going to watch it. We're going to watch it happen. It's considered to be irreplaceable, by the way, because the timber-supported structure can no longer be built under current city codes. So it's kind of considered to be irreplaceable. It's going to be reaching a maximum speed of 60 miles per hour. Woohoo! I bet, right? Now! Or 97 kilometers per hour. Oh my gosh. Welcome everybody who's joining in. We've already been wandering a little bit through Luna Park and Dino's Wonder Wheel Park. We're seeing the Cyclone, the famous Cyclone right now, zip along. It is... I
have to say, the first time I rode the Cyclone, I sat down in the seat and I was like, oh, this is nice and cushy and soft and plush. And I very quickly realized there was a reason the seats are so cushiony. It can be a rough ride.
It is. Get your neck ready. I will say, having just ridden it about 6 weeks ago, the key is to be in a seat by yourself, arms bracing either side. The guy in the second seat has my technique down pat. He must have heard me talk about my technique before. Sit in the middle of the seat by yourself, arms bracing.
Jeannie, well, Aaron rode the Cyclone just in the last month and a half, I think. And I don't know, I might ride it before we leave.
I would do it with you.
Okay.
I'll take you on the Cyclone.
All right.
So how did Coney Island get its name? Well, there's a lot of conflicting ideas. By the way, we're heading up to the boardwalk and the water right now.
Phyllis was asking about the boardwalk, so we're heading there right now.
Here we go, Phyllis. Get ready. So the Dutch originally settled in this area in the early 1600s. The Lenape tribe, who was already here, referred to it as the land without shadows. But the Dutch referred to it as Coney Island, or Rabbit Island, presumably because there were a lot of rabbits here. This is the side of Luna Park that we're seeing right now. Now, how did Coney Island become what we know of it today? Well, first the Coney Island Hotel opened in 1829, and that really established this area as a resort area. It became a very attractive vacation spot through the early mid-1800s because it was accessible, but it seemed far away. It's a little bit cooler out here, so if you were escaping the heat of the city, you come out to the island, and I mean, it still gets warm, but it's got a nice breeze from the ocean, feels a little cooler. It didn't become an amusement park mecca for about 4 decades. Sea Lion Park opened in 1895. There were amusement parks before that, but Sea Lion was the first to put a fence around it and charge a single admission fee. The original Luna Park replaced Sea Lion Park in 1903, and at its peak in the early 1900s, Coney Island had 3 distinctive theme parks: Steeplechase, Luna Park, and Dreamland. Steeplechase opened in 1897 and made the image of the guy with the funny face iconic, and we'll show that image if you haven't seen it already. You've probably seen it on a couple of rides. He made that kind of famous, basically. Dreamland opened in 1904 and was considered a little more cosmopolitan than the other two. It was decorated with replicas of international buildings, but it was never as popular because it was a little too cultured. Then in 1920, the subway arrived at Coney Island, and that really caused the popularity to soar to over 1 million visitors a day. Unfortunately, a lot of those original parks and those original rides were destroyed because fires were quite common with electrical and technological experimentation. And then we saw a great decline in popularity after World War II. The Steeplechase had closed in '65. That was the last of the remaining parks. And by the 80s, Coney Island was a bit of a ghost town. It was a little seedy, a bit of a ghost town. The early really late 90s, early 2000s, we started to see a lot of work being done to revitalize Coney Island. The Brooklyn Cyclones, a minor league baseball team, came to Coney Island in 2000. That really helped. And then a major hit, as we were talking about earlier, in 2012 when Hurricane Sandy struck this area hard. By the way, this is the aquarium you're seeing in the distance, the New York Aquarium right here. So if you're coming out to Coney Island, you can do an aquarium, you can do the beach, you can do the amusement park, you can do a baseball game. There's so many things that are offered out here. Everything has been revitalized since that hurricane in 2012. So the boardwalk is basically new. A lot of it is the composite wood, so it won't tear up as easily, and it's been rebuilt. And here you see the classic boardwalk as we make our way along with the Wonder Wheel in the distance. This is Paul's Daughter right here on the right. It's one of the oldest spots on the boardwalk, currently operated by the original owner's daughter, Tina, almost 60 years old. A classic spot. Tracy, you're seeing basically the Atlantic Ocean, a little bit of the New York Bay, Atlantic Ocean right here, yeah. Sorry, I couldn't see because my glasses. I didn't answer it. We're trying to see. What
Oh, that piece of land.
Oh, and the land. Oh, well, again, this is part of the New York Bay, so that would be. Oh, that would actually be part of. At this point, Jersey over there. Am I messing that up?
I'm not.
Or Staten Island. That may be the lower end of Staten Island, actually, that we're seeing. We'll get turned around with our geography when we get out here. So here we are walking along the boardwalk. And, oh, by the way, Coney's Cones. Delicious ice cream right there.
Wait, somebody asked earlier about the Coney dog. That I don't think that's a food item that we know about.
I think.
Is that Nathan's?
I think it's just sort of a hot dog kind of named after Coney Island over the years. This is the Riegelman Boardwalk, by the way, 2.7 miles long, or 4.3 kilometers. Opened in 1923. Primarily these wooden planks in the chevron pattern, designated a city landmark actually in 2018. And it was raised about 14 feet to protect itself from hurricane damage. Should we go over and show the Wonder Wheel?
Oh, yeah. We're how far from Atlantic City? Maybe
a
couple of hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So here's the Wonder Wheel coming into view, invented by Charles Herman, built by Herman Garms from around 1918 to 1920 to build it. It's a steel Ferris wheel, had its grand opening on Memorial Day 1920. Memorial Day is this coming Monday.
Oh, it's going now, the wheel.
Oh, yeah, there it goes. Holds 144 riders. It's 150 feet tall, or 46 meters, and it was made a city landmark in 1989, the Wonder Wheel. So now we're in Dino's amusement park right here. The Tilt-A-Whirl as well. Remember the Tilt-A-Whirl? I used to ride that at my county fair all the time. So we're walking away, Phyllis, we're walking away from Brighton Beach right now. It's kind of behind us, basically. Should we head back to the boardwalk? Okay, we'll go back to the boardwalk and continue along a little bit. And as we go along the boardwalk, also take note of the light fixtures that you'll start to see. There are 170 of the twin light street fixtures all along here that are all original or exact replicas of the original. Similar to the one we show in Madison Square Park, by the way, that still hasn't changed its light bulb. The boardwalk's been seen in Annie Hall, Requiem for a Dream, Seinfeld, as well as Salt and Pepper and Beyonce videos. And I mentioned the aquarium that's behind us. It's actually the oldest continually operating aquarium in the United States. It was originally founded in Battery Park, which is part of Manhattan, in 1896. It moved to Coney Island in 1957. And it's kind of large. It's about 14 acres, about 5.5 hectares. Has over 250 species of aquatic wildlife. And again, if you're just joining in, we're walking on the Riegelman Boardwalk right here in the heart of Coney Island. The beach is to our left, as well as the ocean, and the amusement parks are to our right.
That's that parachute jump structure that someone was asking about there in the distance.
So that actually originated at the 1939 World's Fair in Flushing Meadows, the parachute jump. At the fair, it was called the Lifesavers Parachute Jump First ride of its kind, patrons would be hoisted 262 feet in the air, or 80 meters, before they were dropped using a wire-guided parachute. It moved to Steeplechase Park, one of those original 3 parks, in 1941, and it's the only remaining structure from that park. It closed in the 60s, but was landmarked by the city in 1989, and it's also listed on the National Register of Historic Places. It was made of steel, which is why it survived. Can we show the image? Yeah. Here's the smiling guy image that we were talking about earlier, made quite famous from those early parks. This was that classic image. Seems a little bit eerie. Yeah. It's kind of perfect for Coney Island because there's delight and joy with a little bit of an edge to it as well. You might have heard of the Mermaid Parade as well, the Coney Island Mermaid Parade. It's the largest art parade in the United States, held every year on Saturday in June. It's closest to the summer solstice, and it celebrates self-expression, boosts pride in Coney Island. It gives New York artists a chance to show off their work. The tradition began actually in 1983, and it kind of pays homage to early Mardi Gras parades. It's known for costumes that are marine and aquatic themed. Often there's some partial nudity. Floats and groups and organizations and individuals all in the parade. It goes along Surf Avenue, which is the street we were along a little bit ago, but also the boardwalk where we're walking right now, although the cars and the floats don't come up to the boardwalk. But hundreds of thousands of spectators come out to see the Mermaid Parade. It's oftentimes televised as well. Ooh, there goes the Thunderbolt. Ooh. Ooh. I can't do that one.
Yeah, that one goes upside down and a little twisty. I'm not sure we can do that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't do it, but we can watch it. Why not?
Just in seashells and seashells. Yes, exactly.
Let's talk about frozen custard, because who doesn't want to talk about frozen custard? Except for maybe people who are lactose intolerant.
That's true.
So if you're lactose intolerant, close your ears on this one. But frozen custard was invented by brothers Archie and Elton Core in 1919 in Delaware. Their uncle had gifted them a soft serve machine, but their customers weren't really into it. So they moved to Coney Island to see if it would be a little bit more successful here, and they renamed it as a frozen dessert. And during the first week, it was an instant success, selling over 18,000 cones at a nickel a pop.
Evelyn, what does it look like? Do you mean the frozen custard? I think it's like ice cream.
Yeah. It looks like ice cream.
Or did you mean the Thunderbolt? I'm not
sure. Here comes the Thunderbolt, if that's what you meant. We'll tell you both. There we go. So the heat didn't bode well for that frozen treat that the brothers made, and so they started experimenting, and they discovered that if they added an egg, they not only created a smoother consistency, but the treat would stay cooler longer, and they called it frozen custard. Core's frozen custard no longer found here at Coney Island, but it can be found at boardwalks at Seaside Heights. Eventually, frozen custard made its way to the 1933 Chicago World's Fair, where it became a sensation and much more well-known. And soon after, Milwaukee, Wisconsin actually kind of became the unofficial frozen capital of the world. Of course, me being from the St. Louis area, I would say Ted Drew's is the best frozen custard. Some of my family would say Bobby's over in Illinois, but a lot of folks claim frozen custard as their own. The beach to our left, 2.7 miles long or 4.3 kilometers. It is a public beach. It is free and open to use, although the boardwalk is closed from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. And as we mentioned earlier, this is opening weekend for Coney Island and for all of New York City beaches. And so we'll start to see this beach really fill up today, especially as the sun is out and shining. And along the beach, you'll find the aquarium like we talked about, all the shops, the arcades on the boardwalk, the rides. The beaches are maintained by the city, by the way. And that includes the replenishing of sand because it no longer naturally builds up here due to the change of the coastline.
So here's the carousel. Should we try to go up?
Let's go over.
Sometimes our signal gets wonky as we get close to the carousel, but we'll keep an eye on the signal.
Here we go. It looks like it's not running yet, but they do have the doors open so we can pop up and see it. This is also where the Coney Island Polar Bear Club events take place. If you're not familiar with that, it's the oldest winter bathing club in the country. They swim here at Coney Island every Sunday from November through April, but they're most famously known for hosting their annual New Year's Day plunge since 1903. All brave souls are welcome to ring in the new year by running into the water in the freezing cold water on New Year's Day. So this is the B&B Carousell. It's actually spelled with two L's because the frames builder William Mangles spelled it that way. It was built around 1906 through 1909. It's got a traditional roll-operated fairground organ. I wish we could hear it right now. Play that organ. It's been relocated several times, but it set up home at this location in 2013. And in 2016, it was added to the National Register of Historic Places. You can hear the music a little bit, but... Oh yeah, we'll be quiet. Maybe you'll hear it some. Diane, it would be the carousel, the cyclone, the wonder wheel, and the parachute jump. I think it would just be those four.
Really cool.
Yeah, it really is remarkable. Again, built around 1906, completed in 1909. Thank you. All right, back out to the boardwalk. You can see the beach and the water there in the distance. Now, directly behind, should we curve around back there? Show the stadium maybe, if we can?
Yeah.
Again, this is sometimes, so far our signal has been fairly good, I think.
I didn't see the brass rings, but unless it was on the opposite side. I always look for them because I think that's such a cool thing. And the last few carousels that we've shown haven't had the brass ring.
Yeah. So we mentioned the, oh, by the way, here is the parachute jump in all of its glory, right here.
Now I'm going to turn the camera sideways to give you a long shot. You are not drunk. I'm just doing this so that you can take that, you can snap that picture this way, and then you can edit that later to be right side up. But if anybody wants to get the whole parachute jump in the shot, there you go. All right.
Again, this was initially at the World's Fair in Flushing Meadows, 1939. Moved to the park, Steeplechase Park, that was here 2 years later, 1941. And the way that it's no longer being used, but the way it would work is riders would get hoisted up to the top, 262 feet in the air, or 80 meters, before they were dropped using a wire-guided parachute. It actually sounds kind of fun to me, I'm not going to lie. I would get really nervous to ride it, but it does seem quite fun to me. So hopefully our signal's staying okay. This is sometimes when it dips, but so far so good.
Yeah, we're okay
and also they've cleared out some of the billboards that were here so we can actually see some of the stadium over here. So this is that minor league baseball team that we were talking about earlier, known as the Brooklyn Cyclones. It came to Coney Island in 2000 and helped revitalize this area. Like I said, it had started to become a little bit seedy in the 80s. And it's a minor league baseball team affiliated with the Mets. The stadium has about 7,000 seats, but they can sell an additional 2,500 in standing room. And this is exactly where that original Steeplechase Park was located. Now, one thing I will say is if you're a fan of baseball and you're coming to New York and you think, oh, I want to catch all the baseball, of course, go to the Mets and go to the Yankees. But come see the Cyclones as well and check out their schedule because they often do really cool evenings where they'll do giveaways or they will have free food or fireworks at the end of the game. They have a lot of fun events that happen right here. So definitely look into that if you are a baseball fan, by all means.
All right.
Stepping down off of our lovely bench. Should we attempt going out on the pier?
Yeah, let's try it.
Let's see if we're 3 for 3. I mean, where our signal normally doesn't like us, so far it has liked us 2 of the 3 times. The third time is walking out on here on the pier. And we're going to walk out there. And if it starts to get bad, we'll just come back. But we like to end this tour out here on the pier because it is such a beautiful view of the boardwalk with the water and everything.
If it goes south, then we're going to toss the gimbal in the water.
Which I'm sure most of the Heygo guides would love to do at some point. It has given us all so many problems at different times, but it is also what makes our tours steady and calm, and God love our gimbals. So this is known as Steeplechase Pier. Of course, Steeplechase Park would have been directly to our rear, so that's where the name comes from. By the way, I mentioned at the top of the tour the temperature, but I'll just say again, it's beautiful. It's about 71 degrees Fahrenheit, about 21 degrees Celsius. And this is opening weekend. Memorial Day is on Monday, and the New York City beaches open on Memorial Day weekend. So you can see a lifeguard coming up here on the chair. So we are open for business. You can come bring your beach chairs, your blankets, and come out here and enjoy a little beach time just 1 hour away from New York City. And Diane, no, Jaws is not here. Nope. You're good and safe. So again, this is Steeplechase Pier that we're walking on right now. It extends out about 1,040 feet, or about 317 kilometers. And it was built in 1904 to be part of that Steeplechase Park that we were talking about a little bit ago. It's been rebuilt quite a few times due to fire and Hurricane Sandy. It is no longer a wooden pier. It is that composite wood. So it probably looks like wood on your screens. Well, that railing is wood, actually, that we just showed you, so I just lied a little bit. But what we're walking on is all this composite wood, sort of like, plastic, essentially, made to look like wood. And now I think it's pretty sturdy after they've done the work after the hurricanes. And you will see a lot of folks fishing out here. As it gets busier throughout the summer, you're going to see folks out here dancing, music playing. It's a very joyful place to come with terrific, terrific views.
I see a few people in the water, so
yeah,
some folks braving the ocean on the first official day, opening day of Coney Island Beach.
I mean, even in the heart of the summer, this water is still going to be on the cooler side. So it must be kind of cool for them, but they said, no, I am going to enjoy my beach time no matter what. You can see she's just walking. She just took her shoes off and she's walking. I could do that. I would be fine with that. In the distance there is the Child's Building, kind of in the center of your screen, built in 1923, nautically themed Spanish colonial revival structure. It's got terracotta depictions of King Triton and various sea creatures. Originally it was a restaurant, and then it spent 50 years as a candy factory. It was also a roller rink, and now it's a restaurant again. And then immediately to the left of it, you can see that white canopy or roof there, curved roof. That's the Ford Amphitheater, as in the Ford automobile. A 5,000-seat performance venue opened in June 2016. I haven't seen this year's lineup for the amphitheater view, but they'll usually have folks like the Beach Boys and I forget who else we've seen is going to be there, but they usually have some fun acts. Last summer when we came out to do one of our nights, it was a boxing event.
Right.
We ate dinner at the restaurant next door in the Child's Building, and then we were like, what's happening in the amphitheater? Let's go peek. And so we peeked through the fence, and it was I think it was women's boxing, and it was just packed with folks. I cannot believe our signal's holding up.
This is holding up. H, put a link in there about frozen custard. Thank you, H, for anyone who was asking specifically about frozen custard and how it's made.
And now I want it.
I know.
Not want it, I need it.
We didn't eat. We should have eaten before we got here, because now everything I smell and see, I just want to stick my face in like a funnel cake.
Yeah, all of it. Oh, I didn't even see funnel cakes, but I'm sure they have them.
I smelled it.
He has one in his backpack. He somehow managed to get it on the tour and didn't tell me.
I'm good at hiding the wrappers.
Yeah. So again, the beach that's behind us that you'll see when we, what do you think? Should we go out maybe on this little area? Yeah, we're going to go out. We're not going to go to the far end. They're fishing out there, by the way. We're going to go over here, and I think we'll have a little nook where we can end our tour with some beautiful views of the beach and the amusement park. Oh, look at that. It's such a perfect day, and we thought it was going to be a thunderstorm today. That's what it was calling for, and it's just gorgeous. I can't get over it.
Blue skies.
So again, the beach you're seeing here is about 2.7 miles long, or 4.3 kilometers. It is a public beach. It is free to use. It is groomed. You can even see some of the grooming as part of it right now. It's still freshly groomed. This is opening weekend for the beaches here, and I think New Yorkers are ecstatic about that, ready to get out and enjoy some fresh air, especially in this 70-degree weather. And it's just a little bit before noon here right now, so we really won't see this kick into action for another couple of hours today. But as it gets warmer throughout the summer, you will see folks out here early in the day getting their good spots on the beach, having it all staked out and ready for friends and family to come, especially on Fridays. As Patrick mentioned earlier, Friday nights they do fireworks out here in the water, and so you'll see folks find their spots on the beach quite early so that they have good views of the fireworks from the beach.
Absolutely.
I had a couple pictures I meant to post, actually. I'm going to put them in right now. One was the Elephant Hotel. I can't remember if I mentioned it or not. The Elephant Hotel used to be out here in Coney Island. I'm going to put that in the chat right now. This is one of the first images that immigrants would see, actually, as they were coming to New York. Can you imagine? All of a sudden, you see that giant elephant. That structure no longer exists, sadly, but it is such a terrific... Yeah, I think it was called Lucy. I think you're right. And here's a close-up of that Child's building that we were talking about earlier, where the restaurant... Oh, Lucy's in Jersey. Yeah, right. Lucy's in Jersey. And Lucy's still around, right, Joan? I think Lucy, that elephant, is still around. Yeah. So, folks... Yeah, okay, good. That's what I thought, yeah. We're going to end our tour here. Look at the water behind us on this gorgeous day.
I know.
My gosh.
We thought we were going to get thwarted. We brought our umbrellas. They're in our bags because it said 100% chance rain. And look at us now. The sun is shining. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous day.
We love coming to the Coney Island. We love bringing our Heygo tours here. We also love when we get a great signal like this. This has been our best signal on it.
This has never happened,
Yeah. So thank you all for joining us today. Tomorrow we're doing our food tutorial. Patty, the boardwalk is the same as the beach, about 2.7 miles long. So tomorrow is our food tutorial. As Nathan, thank you, Nathan. You didn't even need to leave a tip with the great word you gave us, which is tutorial, Nathan said.
Nathan coined that phrase. Tomorrow we're doing our food tutorial.
Perfect.
That is brilliant, Nathan.
Yeah.
We're using that, and that's ours now.
We have most of the food ready. We have a couple things we have to get last minute because they need to be fresh. But we're going to have about 10 or so items that we will be trying live in front of you, and we'll be talking about it. You can have it for free, thanks. We'll be talking about them and a little bit of the history of some of them. We'll give some spots where you can go get them. If you come to New York, we'll have some, I'd like to say slides, but the truth is they're just printed out pieces of paper that we'll hold up like it's a slide, like we're a fancy PowerPoint, of where places are that you can go get them when you come to New York City. And there's a lot we won't be trying, but we'll talk about that as well.
And we'll talk about a lot of foods that originated in New York and or that became associated directly with New York for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a fun tour and a tasty one.
And it's from home. We'll be doing it from...
we're going to be at our apartment.
The comfort of our very own home.
That's right.
Because otherwise, I guess we could have gone to the park and hauled all the food with us there, but some of it we have to heat up last minute. And
we're not going to give it away. Don't give it away, Evelyn.
Oh, and someone else, there was another one in there too that is something we might be trying. Actually, one of them we'll even give the recipe for and make it live in front as well. So thanks everybody for joining. By the way, if you like this tour, first of all, let us know if you're new. I don't know if we had anybody new to us, but if we did,
we usually
I
ask
hope
if we have new folks on they're new to us.
And if you liked us, you can click that follow button at the top of the screen.
And if you didn't like us, our names are John Wright. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. But I am going to talk about John Wright one more time because he does fantastic tours in New York. So join John on his tours if you have a chance.
Mandy's new. Well, welcome, Mandy.
Thanks,
Happy
Mandy.
to have you with us.
Mandy, there's a minister handy.
Oh, yeah. Somebody asked where we live. We actually live on the Upper West Side of Manhattan. How long did it ultimately? It's about an hour from Times Square, but it probably took us an hour and 10 minutes.
I would say an hour 10, hour 15.
To get here on the subway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, thanks, Jane. Yeah, what Jane is referencing, for those of you that don't know, is we are theater people. I'm in Mrs. Doubtfire here on Broadway, which ends its run tomorrow. So I have 2 shows today and 2 shows tomorrow, and then I got to find a new show. And Patrick is doing a musical called The Prom all over the United States, although he had the month of May off, which is why we get him back in New York for a little bit. And he heads to Seattle on Monday.
We usually mention this on our tours, and I don't think we did today, but for anybody that might be new to us, Mandy, for instance, we do these Heygo tours that we love doing, but we also work in theater. That's our main focus and job in our lives. But we joined Heygo during the shutdown, when everything was the pandemic, when theater was all shut down, and we fell in love with it. And when theater came back and we started working again, we were like, let's keep doing these tours because they're a lot of fun. And that was actually our number one rule when we started working with Heygo, was that as long as it continues to be fun, let's keep doing it.
Yeah.
And it continues to be fun. And we feel like we meet lots of folks from all over the world, and I don't know, feels good, especially when the pandemic was at its height, and everyone was just staying home and staying safe. And it gave us a sense of community that was missing during all that dark time. And we know a lot of you are still staying safe and staying home, or homebound for whatever reason. And a lot of people are staying safe and alone. And if you are one of those people, please know that you are never alone. You have this fantastic platform called Heygo, and you have us. So thank you to all of you for joining us a lot, and we feel like we get to check in from time to time, which is nice.
Grace is new as well. Welcome, Grace.
Oh, Grace.
And we had Kathy from Carlin Villan as well.
Kathy!
One of our dear friends.
Yeah.
So glad that, I see some folks saying I'm homebound, so that helps. Again, if you want to, somebody just followed us, thanks again. If you want to follow us, at the top of the screen, you can click that follow button to see when we have some tours coming up. You can also go to heygo.com/Aaron and Patrick, Aaron with 2 A's. We also have our Instagram page, which is NYC Tour Guys, GUYS, and we post a lot of fun stuff on there, things that we see that we think you guys might like. Yesterday we posted video footage of horseback riders in Central Park.
Which hardly happens
Hardly
anymore.
happens. We talk about it on our tours, but we've never seen them live on a tour, and I was out for a jog yesterday and saw them and took a snap of that.
Maybe Paulina is asking about doing a tour of the Mermaid Parade. If we were in town together at the same time while the Mermaid Parade was happening, maybe we would consider it. That would be fun.
And what I will tell you about following us, by the way, is that Patrick's getting ready to go back out on the road with his show, The Prom, and my show ends tomorrow, Mrs. Doubtfire. And so I'll be popping out to visit him every now and then. And if you've been a long time viewer of our tours before, you know that we like to do road trip tours as well. So sometimes we'll pick a town we like, sometimes we'll pick a specific place in a town that we enjoy, and we'll show that off. So we will post that. So if you want to know when those are, by all means follow us. Yes, Karen, as we mentioned, there is partial nudity in those parades.
Yeah.
But we might be able to show some without
I know,
the
we might be
partial
able to,
nudity.
we'll just keep the camera off of the
Yeah.
naughty bits.
And somebody asked about a 9/11 memorial tour. Yes, we do that. It's one of our frequent tours. So I would say probably look for that again in July. Would probably be the next time that comes up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Here in
telling
New
you-
York, yeah.
It's
in July.
Yeah.
No, it's in July.
I'm telling the truth, not Julying.
Oh my God. All right, that's enough. Thank you all so much for joining us. Tom, we're right at the end. Tom does terrific tours in Krakow, so thanks, Tom, for jumping on. So check out Tom's tours. But anyway, we're going to leave you with a nice sunny shot. My gosh.
Oh, it's so beautiful today.
Oh my gosh, look at the rides going. I'm going to zoom in a little bit.
Yeah. You can see they've all kicked into gear.
Yeah.
Again, opening day weekend, or opening weekend here at Coney Island.
All right, take care, everyone. We'll see you soon. Wait, let's go back to the
The parachute
the
jump.
parachute jump, and then we'll leave them there.
Yeah. We'll leave you at the top. Get ready for your parachute to drop.
3, 2, 1. Bye, everyone.
Pew!